Hello and welcome to your College of Medical, Veterinary and Life Sciences student panel. Hopefully you can all hear us okay. Sorry for the later start. We had some technical issues getting started, but we're all here now, which is great. And today we've got some of our current postgraduate taught students that are going to chat to you a bit about their experience so far. And please do ask any questions that you have. You can use the chat box or the Q&A box, whatever you prefer, and we'll do our best to cover off all of those. And we've also got some general questions that we typically get asked. So yeah, hopefully we should cover quite a lot, but please do ask those questions. If you've got anything specific to your application or scholarships, funding, accommodation, things like that, there's other sessions running today for part of our postgraduate event. So do check those sessions out. We've also got our postgraduate research session for MVLS at 4 o'clock today. So if that's something you're interested in, do join that session too. So let's kick off. Aman, would you like to kick off and introduce yourself? Tell us a bit about the programme you're studying in that.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Iman Al-Mamari. I'm originally from Sultanate of Oman. I'm studying a Master of Advanced Nursing program at the University of Glasgow.
Janani?
Hi, I'm Jani Bhargavi. I'm from India. I completed my dentistry, so I was working as a dentist over there. Right now, here I'm doing my master's in public health from MVLS. Thank you.
And Drav?
Hi everyone, my name is Dhruv Agarwal. I did my undergraduate in psychology from India, and I'm currently doing my MSc in brain sciences at MVLS.
Great. So I think a nice question to start off with is why did each of you choose the master's programme that you're studying within the College of MVLS? And I think we'll just keep to the same order just for ease. So Iman, would you like to kick off?
Yeah, I selected this program as it's meeting my professional need as I started working as a staff nurse. Then I joined the nursing education at the nursing college in Oman. So going for a master degree at the University of Glasgow that promotes my professional requirement and keeping me at the updated evidence-based practices at the field of nursing. Plus, it's also giving me the opportunity to increase the leadership skills that I need at my working institution. That's all.
So I just joined public health because I just want to explore a little bit on a research side. Like I know what are the things to be practiced in clinical. I think public health was orienting with my future goals. Like I want to become an academician. So I feel this was out of the modules offered by University of Glasgow was well aligned with it, and it was of the futuristic scope. And I just selected this.
For me, I feel like it was more about the research culture. University of Glasgow is known for its research culture and research output. And I feel like specifically in a field like neuroscience, it is so great to be in a place like this. And coming from background in psychology, I really did feel like coming to the university gave me access to an abundance of resources and give me exposure to experts in the field, which could, of course, further my progression onto my PhD.
Great, thank you. All different answers there, which is really nice. And what have you enjoyed most about your master's programme so far?
Mostly I enjoyed the challenging things, which is the independent learning and the critical appraisals that we use it a lot in the updated academic literature review. Is really challenging. It's broad my knowledge on my field. It give me the skills that I needed later on at any discussions that involved at what my working institution. I like the meeting other international students from different backgrounds. So I get that exposed to different culture. I get exposed also to different health system and from different countries. So it keep me aware about what is going on in other countries, plus also what is going on here in UK. So the research, the research-based study of the master, it's really challenging and really I enjoyed.
I think I too agree with her because I feel my undergrad was full of descriptive thing, but here doing masters is kind of analytical, and I just got to know many of the projects that align mostly with my career aspects, like say the research projects, and also the cultural aspect and the background, which we everyone are from different backgrounds, different countries. So I just had a chance of learning about their own healthcare system and working onto the group projects. Actually gave me an insight of what I will be doing. Like I took public health, so it's all about communication and developing the what personal skills, etc. So other than academics, I think I just developed these skills, so I'm just enjoying this project. This is different, but I'm enjoying this too. Yeah.
I think what I'm going to say is very similar to what's already been said. I enjoy the kind of academic challenge that comes with being at Glasgow. If you do ask me what I've enjoyed most about my degree, I think it's the kind of difficulty that really comes with it, because I feel introduced to a lot more concepts. I feel introduced to a lot more critical and analytical thinking as compared to anything I've done before. It's really as if my master's has forced me to think, it has forced me to read, it has forced me to look into what I'm really doing. And I think that really makes me a better scientist and a better academician. So I think that's one thing that I really couldn't have gotten anywhere else. I really do enjoy it.
Yeah, that's great. And you've kind of touched on it there, but how did you find the transition from either work or undergraduate study to your postgraduate study? Because I know that for some people it's a bit of an adjustment and it takes a little bit of time. So how have you all found that, Iman?
Yeah. First, I'll tell you about the transition. It is long back because I started the first degree I studied at my country in Oman. The second certificate that I got from the United States of America, and this is my third education at the Scotland. But the previous two qualification is really different from whatever I got from here. The education here in UK is different. It's mostly independent adult learner. It's based on research, on critical thinking. So like it's something which is really challenging. It was at the beginning difficult, but we adjusted. Why? Because we look for different support that is present at the university. We ask our academic teacher to guide us, to support us, and they are easy to approach. They are welcoming always for our support. So it is really challenging at the beginning, but we adjusted, we improved with our effort and with whatever support that we are having at the university, either from the library or from the academic teachers. At the living in Scotland itself, it's really, enjoyable. The weather is good. We didn't, expect that much. It's, the how it looks, and we keep adjusting, but really we enjoyed. Thank you.
Yeah, I do totally agree. The transition between undergrad from postgrad is kind of a step up thing. But because postgrad here, studying in University of Glasgow, I think it has a lot of things to do with independent works, critical thinking, of course, time management, because the classes will be like, 3 or 4 hours, but the studies which we used to study, it's not book oriented, it's always articles oriented. So you need to explore, explore, explore. It's always between you yourself and the article which is attracted to yourself. So you have to do more of what draws into you. It was not the same in undergrad. Undergrad is something, it's it's so descriptive. Here, this actually helped me to think a lot, like push myself to what I really want, what I'm really interested. Say it's for example, it can be a classwork or an assignment or an exam, say, or my personal growth itself. And this is definitely a transition to see. Yeah, thank you.
I think I'm going to follow up and say the transition is always challenging. It is what it is. It was difficult moving halfway across the world to study a program that I'm probably not ready for, considering I've only done my undergraduate. But I think it was so great in the sense that there's so much support available. Like beginning my transition between undergraduate and postgraduate, it was a little bit of thought in, hey, am I alone in this process? Or hey, am I going to have to figure this out all on my own? And that's probably how I was going about it for the first 2 or 3 weeks. But discovering the kind of support that you get from peers, from the administrative staff at UofG, it is utterly amazing. It really does make the transition much easier. It makes it feel like, hey, there's somebody to talk to. If you have questions, and God knows I had a million, there's always somebody to answer them or at least guide you to some resource that's probably going to help you understand where you are.
That's great. And actually, talking about support, there's so much available for our students, so many resources that, how have you found those? Have you used any of them? Because I know that there's some that are to help with your academic writing and things like that. So has anybody got any experience of using any of those?
Yeah, I ask the support of the librarian, and we have one-to-one session where they supported me, where they guided me for my academic research. I attended workshops that is organized by the MVLS college, where it has an opportunity for discussion, for talking about different literature, where we get the target for our own assignments. So that one supported me, and also I guided that one. I look for support from my academic teacher, so they give me also individualized support. They give during the session also, whenever they have, they ask for, they give us a chance where we can ask, discuss our issues. So that all support really supported me. Yeah.
Yeah, I did use many of these things. One thing which I need to say is that SLD, that is Student Learning Development Programs, and that one thing which really helped me is the statistics things, because I have never used statistics before in my undergrad or during my higher school. So, but I had a module in my master's and it was very challenging. They also conducted some of the classes, and also I booked a one-on-one session with them, and that really helped me pass that module. They just taught me right from the beginning. It's like, other than my course module, I just used to have him with a very silly mistakes to how am I going to even crack the statistics. So, but they just really, really helped me. And also my academic advisor, they are like a personalized coach. I feel I'll just contact them like at least weekly twice for am I going it right? Because you know what, the transition between my clinical and my research thing is something I never expected, and I always felt like, oh my god, am I blocking? But these people really helped me, and they are still helping me a lot. So that resources seriously helped me to crack down my masters. Yeah, thank you.
I feel like for me, support has been in stages in many ways because initially, when I was enrolling, when I was still a prospective student, once I got my offer, I had the opportunity to talk to alumni who were available on the portal for a chat. I was able to talk to admissions officers who were able to guide me through this process and help me understand what I need to do. And I feel like even beyond these resources, the email correspondence maintained with Glasgow itself is so helpful because I feel like when I submitted my initial application, I didn't realize what kind of documents I need to submit, if I need to submit an SOP, what other things do I need to go through with my application process. And I feel like going through these resources or talking to people within the administrative staff helps so much. And after coming here as well, I think it's one particular service that I'm very impressed with is the career counseling that's offered here at the Fraser Building. Going in, talking to a career counselor one-on-one for a targeted amount of time really helps you clarify so very much. And they're open to recurring meetings as well. So I feel like that kind of support really does get you through your degree.
Thank you. And what I always find interesting is how different undergrad study is from postgraduate study, because it seems like you're more colleagues with the academics rather than they're your teachers. Is that how you have found it? Do you find them a lot, like, quite easy to get in touch with? I know we've all got office hours and things. So how do you find communicating with the academic staff?
Yeah, communication with academic staff, I heard about that before coming to Glasgow. My colleagues who graduating from the University of Glasgow, they told me that whenever you need support, just approach your academic teacher. They are really supportive. And I touched that one when I joined University of Glasgow. They are always asking us, please, whenever you need support, contact us. we are contacting them by through email, or we are, having an individualized meeting with our academic supervisor, where they are welcoming us, supporting us, and finding the suitable solution also for our problems and for our guidance. So this is well known about the academic, support within the University of Glasgow. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that too. All our staffs, our academic staff, just are really supportive. By end of the every lecture or by end of the lecture slides, they'll just ask us to even ask us doubts or be more interactive. And I feel email is one good thing. You just drop in a mail and immediately they'll just come up with some solution. And for one module, we'll be having like 2 to 3 lecturers too. So one doubt I can just have a variety number of experienced person giving solutions for that, and that really helped me to view the problem in a different way. I never hesitated, or it was never a doubt, oh my god, can I ask it or can I should not ask it. I never thought of like even anything for that matter. I'll just put drop on a mail and they'll like, do you want to meet in person or do you want to meet in online? So it's almost solved. So I think it's something I really enjoyed a lot, because during undergrad, if we need to ask any question, it will be like, oh my god, can I ask it? Should I not ask it? What will the lecturer think? But it is no, it's more smooth, and I like it. Yeah, thank you.
I do feel like I agree with that. It works out so well in this academic culture when the academicians that are teaching you are responsible for giving you more information are more like colleagues. Because, like it's been said previously, it's so easy to reach out. You don't have to think a million things before asking a question. I think it really lives up to the spirit of saying that there are no stupid questions or there are no bad questions. Plus, it makes it extremely accessible. You have email, you have Teams, and I feel like having them at the level of colleagues, or at least interacting as if they're colleagues, there is so much critical discussion as well. I feel like when it comes to school or high school, there's a certain degree or element of power maintained between academicians and students, when it might as well become difficult to challenge their point of view. But having this sort of friendly, mutually respectable environment makes it very easy to bring up questions, to bring up contradictions, to bring up critical discussion. And I feel like that lies at the heart of science as is. So works out great.
That's great. Sorry, there's a lot of questions coming through in the chat box, so I am listening. I'm just also on my other screen trying to type responses. A lot of the questions that we've got coming through are quite specific to other programs. So what I've been doing is just sharing the recent program webinars that we held. There's a lot of information in those, but there's also a lot of information on our web pages, so do check those out. And if you've got any sort of questions that aren't answered, you can then contact the program administrator, and that email address is on all of the web pages, so they can follow up with further information and just clarify anything. And then for any questions specific to your application, I've popped in an email address there, and I look after that inbox, so I can then pick up with that afterwards. Just some of those questions I can't answer live. Yeah, so I'm doing my best to keep on top of them, so please bear with, we are getting through them all. And I suppose, is there anything that you've learned since you started your master's programme that you maybe wish you'd have known, like at the beginning? That's quite a tricky one, I imagine. Iman, have you got anything?
Yeah, the research culture at the University of Glasgow, like it is the good things that I found that nourish me as I'm from the education side, that enables me to build the backgrounds on how doing or implementing research, how to approach always the evidence-based practice to guide the nursing students. So it is really one of the good things that I found, and I like it. It will build my career. It will build my future also for, having my PhD in future. So the research-based education at the University of Glasgow, this is the most thing that I like. Thank you.
I feel like preparing for your master's case is you don't need to be worrying about anything, because I just started very late. Like I don't know what many people out there, but if I just ask me about personally, I just started preparation for masters or what I'm gonna do, everything late. But you can actually make it yourself. Like you can just make it on, put up yourself on what your colleagues are. Just keep on reading it. It sounds like okay, that there's going to be only one slide. It's not going to be of many of much things, but no, we will be having a reading list. If you just keep on reading all those things, you don't feel like, oh my God, there is no, that's not overwhelming, or that's not something less. And time management is a key. You just need to focus on what's really wanted and what is expected, and what are the skills you develop personally, because something will be expected in some modules, but you feel like, okay, I already know this, but you know what, some other modules will be entirely new for you, so you just need to manage things accordingly. I just lacked that in my first semester, and kind of it was dropping me a little bit down, and then I just learned a little bit, and my track was going on smoothly right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think if there's maybe two things I could say. One, make reading your friend, read as much as you can. There's no amount of preparation that can go into this master's. Trust me, I was sitting down reading books every single week, thinking, hey, this is going to prepare me, I'm going to step in, I'm going to do great. But it's not saying that preparation doesn't help you, but certainly make some sort of passion for reading, because that's going to be required a lot here. Once you come to your master's is a lot of independent work, a lot of independent study, a lot of independent exploration. So the more you like to read, the more it works. And second, prioritize your health and your rest. Doing a master's degree can be taxing. Moving here can be taxing. There's one thing I've learned after coming here is as important as academics are, as important as doing this whole thing by yourself is. It is very important to prioritize yourself and your health as well. So as long as you can keep those two things in tandem, I think the master's degree would go pretty smoothly for you as well.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Some of the questions we've had in our chat are about part-time work. So do any of you manage part-time work alongside your studies? And I know it will vary depending on your visa and what's allowed within that, but are any of you balancing both?
For me, no, I didn't. So maybe the other colleagues can answer.
Well, I just initially applied for some part-times. Like, you know what, in a student visa, we'll be having 20 hours per week. Managing part-time and your studies is not a very big deal if you just manage it correctly. I just work for like a month only during my vacation. I felt like I just want to explore even more of the research of my own course. So I was focusing on that. So I didn't focus much on the part-times. You can still manage the timing. It's not a very big deal, I guess.
Right, yeah, I agree. I haven't been much into part-time work either, but I've done a fair amount. I currently handle an assistantship going side by side or working parallelly with my degree. And I think it's appropriate to say it's not a very hard thing to do. It is certainly challenging at first, considering that, like I said, your master's degree is a lot of independent work, so it really is up to you. Nobody is probably going to run around, bug you, or say, hey, do this, do that. So as long as you can manage those things together, I think it works really well. It is a part of the master's experience in many ways, finding some sort of part-time work and learning how to manage both things at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. And I suppose we've had a few people asking about a sort of typical week, and that will vary from program to program, from semester to week, day to day. So could you give us a bit of an insight, because we've got 3 different programs here represented? Could you tell us kind of, I suppose, a typical week, what that looks like for you? I suppose now you're in your research project, it's probably different, but what was semester 1 and 2 like for you?
They mean by the working, I mean the
Yes, a class
business
time.
hours? Yeah, class
Yeah.
time. I mean Master of Advanced Nursing, we don't have much in campus. I mean hours. Like for example, a day of, I mean 6 hour. It can most of the courses it goes one by one, means whenever we finish one course, the other course start. There is rarely you will have overlapping of courses which is going together. So this is really giving us a time to study for the people who were also thinking of part-time. They can, because 1 or 2 days within a week we are going for in class. I mean in campus classes. Most of the work it's independent. So you can manage your time. As my colleague said, you need to have a good planning of your own timing. Plan your time, plan your activities, plan the other responsibilities that you are engaged with. and you will be doing well. But don't worry about the in-campus, classes. It is not much. It is not that load for the, master on nursing. But it is kind of time management.
Uh, my classes where, you know what, I had weekly thrice classes and it will be like 2 hours only. But the preparation thing which I was saying, the working time for that, the preparatory thing will be somewhere between 3 hours to, you know what, I mean 7 to 8 hours too, because you will be given an essential list and also you will be given what are the list of books or the articles you will be needed. You can just go through only the essential thing, which will be barely taking about an hour for one module if you're just taking it. And also if you're just going, if you're so interested and you want to dip down to all the books and all the articles that's been mentioned, it can take you like 5 to 6 hours per week. It's like it's not demanding at all. It's all about your understanding. Like as I was previously saying, I was not introduced to statistics, so that took me a lot time to learn. But I was very familiar with the research methods things, which that was very easy for me. Like I just barely spent like 2 to 3 hours per week for that particular module. So it totally depends upon individual thing, and nobody is going to say like you need to read that, you need to read that. It's about your own understanding about the subject knowledge and what your background is from. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think timetable is extremely flexible in that way. You won't have as many classes, of course. I have had weeks where I had 5 classes a week compared to having weeks where I had maybe 1 or 2 classes for the entire week. So it really does depend on the kind of load you have, and I'm sure this changes course to course. But you are updating well, and you are given plenty of prior notice as to when your classes will be, and you'll most likely have a schedule at the start of every single week. And at the same time, it really is management, it really is self-study in a lot of ways. So showing up for these classes, you have readings to do, you have things to do. And that is probably what that week looks like. Then again, if you have a lot of readings, if you have a lot of classes, it's probably going to be a busy academic week. But beyond it, you always have a weekend. There's almost never anything particularly academic that's going to bug you over the weekend. And Glasgow is straight. It's an amazing city. So while you do have a full Monday to Friday academic streak going on, I think within your master's life, there is also a certain amount of enjoyment being in this beautiful country of Scotland, getting to explore the city, getting to go around, getting to be a fully grown adult. And I think that is a part of the master's experience as well.
Yeah, and there's so much going on, isn't there, within the university as well as out with. Um, you've kind of touched on it there, but have you got any tips for how you manage your studying? Because there's obviously a lot of self-directed learning, and like you say, there's no one saying, "Have you read this? You must read this." If you don't read it, it's on you. So, have you got any tips for how you manage that and how you manage yourself, I suppose?
Mostly, as an adult learner, I learned how to manage my timing myself. I look for, from different resources, but there is one, platform present at my course for a time management where there is a lot of advice and guidance is presented, where the student there, they can learn how to manage their timing. But for myself, I managed my own timing with my own classes, my independent learning, and other responsibility as a mom. And so that's my own, that one way of managing the time.
Uh, what I did was before starting a course, like you will be given the ILOs, like internet learning outcomes, right? Like make sure you just stick on to that at least. Like that's the first thing you need to start up with, because that is what expected from you at the end of the course. And starting of the classes, like every classes, of course, will be having the pre-preparatory slides and also the reading list. So make sure you make a schedule. Like I always add 3 modules per semester. So I will just split it out with the days, like, okay, I'm just going to concentrate subject 1 this time, and subject 2 this, the time is totally up to you. And also you need to prepare according to your assignments too, because your assignments or your exams will be right after your classes end. You don't need to hurry up or brush up for that. And not many people will be taking the notes or the essential things which will be taken in the class, but I had an habit of taking what are the things that's so important that is expected from me at the end of the class. So that really helped me to prepare at the end of my assignments or my exams. So just write down things. I know like most people don't want to write down, but the more you write down, the more you know like this is what I need to do and this is what I have done, and that is indirectly a way of managing your own studies and your time as well. That really helped me. Thank you.
I think the way I've done it is I always maintain an Excel sheet. So, like as it's been mentioned, you always get reading lists for each course. You get intended learning outcomes. What I usually do is I make myself an Excel sheet, either per module or just a general one. And I mark down dates for my assignments, for my readings. And then again, there's never a true end date to when you need to finish your readings. You might as well do them at the very start of the course, at the very end of the course, but it's recommended you do your readings as you go through classes. They're always organized by topic, so you finish up your readings when you're discussing that topic in class. The way I used to do it is if I know when my class is happening, I'll put that date down as a deadline in my Excel sheet and then probably go on and do that reading. And I feel like it becomes a sort of activity tracker, and that really helps me maintain my schedule because it does, in many ways, get tiring going through your master's degree, also because you're responsible for your own self. You are going to be cooking, you're going to be cleaning, you're going to be handling daily life along with the academics. So within that, having some system of accountability. Something that my friend does in that regard is he comes to me and he asks me to keep him accountable. So I have his activity tracker and I remind him whenever he's not done something. So hey, either make an activity tracker yourself or probably find a buddy to keep you accountable. But both those things really do help.
I love it. You're responsible for yourself and other people now. Making more work. We've had a question there about assessments, and that'll differ between programs, but I know that not all of our programs are just essays or reports. So can you tell us a wee bit about the different assessments that you've had throughout your MSc?
Yeah, starting with nursing, we have mostly written assessment, like essay, proposals, reports, and also the literature review. Most of the courses, it's, either presentation and of two components, presentation and the academic writing, essay, or it can be like, for example, portfolio submission with a written essay. Some of the modules, it's all just, a written assignment. So the guidance for the assessments is from the beginning present at your student handbook. Before starting the course, everything is clear for the student. The assessment type according to the, different programs or according to different courses. The submission date also, I didn't have any submissions which occurs all together. It's rarely, once only I have where two submissions, it is, just a difference of 2 days. Most of the submission is done separately, but you are, you need to have a proper time management for your, assignments, as sometimes you need to submit the presentation early and you need to do the presentation early, where after one or 2 weeks, you need to submit your written assignment. So proper time management, proper, plans for the assignments, it's the good success for a student. Keep in advance prepared and read also about what is needed from that, course. So to have a clear idea before the deadlines. Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree. I think to just put it in short, two things. One will be having essays. It just varies from word count. It totally depends upon the course. Second will be presentations. Presentation can be individual presentation or group presentation. I think most of my coursework I just did those two. Some courses even add something called as reflective portfolio, like where you just need to write every day what you'll be learning, and you just need to put that as a essay format. And also we had a research model. Since my course was very much into research, I also had wanted to do a mock research thing, starting from the starting till the ending. So I think this is mostly pretty much I just covered essays, presentations, and sometimes research, and sometimes portfolios. That is nothing complicated at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have much to add there. It is going to be essays for the most part. It's going to be, you might as well be asked to write a critical review at the very most. And that is a little bit of reading, that's a little bit of research, but that's mostly it. Not to say there aren't creative assignments. You could find something extremely interesting. I've had mini journal club presentations as a part of my degree, where it's literally you sitting down with two or three other students, two or three of your peers, looking at papers, looking at publications, and trying to figure out what went wrong or academically criticizing them. So you'll find group activities. However, there is an important distinction between formative and summative assessments that you'll find here, because formative assessments, I feel, are intended to help you learn those skills that are further necessary to complete your summative assessments. So you'll find a mix of them, but yeah, the load isn't that heavy. It is pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. Most of all things, you can always reach out to your course lead or to your academic instructor if you do not find the instructions to be very clear, or if you're confused about what to do, and you'll most likely find support.
Great. And each of our programme web pages have got the courses for the programmes linked on the web page, and you can find out more about the different assessments and that in there too. We've been asked a question about class size, but it's for a specific programme that none of you are a part of. But could you give us an idea of the class size for the programmes that you are studying yourselves? Because I know that some of them, it's not just, I think like our global mental health and public health, some of them have shared courses, so you're not just in with public health students, you're in with global mental health. Same for a lot of our biodiversity programmes, they've got a lot of shared courses. So is that what it's like for each of you? Have you managed to sort of meet people from different programmes as well as your own?
Yeah, mostly our courses, it's most of the students who attend, the classes, the other, of Master of Nursing. Well, we have two courses. We have, joint classes from other, programs. I think the other, from the leadership program. So only twice, most of the time that but we are familiar to each other because we started the program, the master program together. So only for two programs we were mixed with, for two courses we were mixed with two programs. Otherwise we are, the master student of nursing, where they approximately, from 18 to 20 students. And the venues, it's, it's, good. We can interact. It's depend on the course that we are having. Sometimes we have individual, discussion, sometimes group discussion, and all of that was, we were capable to do it within the classes and with the number of students that we presented in the class.
Yeah, as you were saying, my class is something, it's collaborate of many classes. We had public health, we had global mental health, we had managing healthcare, we had management, we had research method, like the list goes on. But for the first semester, I think we had somewhere between 80 to 100. The class strength was 80 to 100. And for the second semester is all about choosing what you want to do. So that in that the class size was drastically low, like maybe around 30 to 50. That was the average class size. And also, as you were mentioned, public health classes often it just mingles with many classes like communicable disease, planetary health. So you can't judge what number will be there.
I think with the School of Psychology and Neuroscience, it's relatively similar. You'd mostly find a cohort of 30 to 50 students, anywhere between 30 to 50. Not to say that you won't have collaborative classes. I've had courses that I've shared with MSc Psychological Research, and even there you'd find the similar size. So the overall class size somewhat comes between 60 to 100, but usually works out. I don't know what the exact concern behind class size may be in different courses, but I can certainly assure you that even in collaborative classes, there's a lot of ways to capture individual attention, to capture individual queries, individual doubts. So, at least in my experience, even when I've had collaborative classes or I've had electives, it's never really been a problem being accommodated, even if there's a larger class.
Yeah, that's great. A few people asking about specific other courses and class sizes. What I will say is public health is one of our largest ones within our college. And the likes of stem cell engineering, it's a more niche course, so it's a little bit smaller. So if you want if you want a better idea of the class size, they might mention that on the webinar recordings, but if not, I'd recommend just contacting the program administrator, and they can give you a bit of an idea of how many other people might be in your course too. Um, Someone's asking about the library. How do you find the library facilities at the university? Is it somewhere you go often to maybe study or work?
Yeah, the library is a good support. Mostly we have e-library that we can access most of the resources. We can also contact the people in the library through, emails. For the in-campus, library, it's really helpful and there is a lot of places to study but for me personally, mostly I studied at the public library, which is present near to my accommodation, where it is also student friendly, where it offers, free Wi-Fi, that one easy and quiet places for a study. But the library at the university, it's really helpful. Many students who is staying for long time studying there is a family room where people can book to, if they have kids or something, where they can study during, caring for their children, and it is served, whoever book, who get early served. But the library itself, it's, student friendly. Student can study on, and they can have their own timing, for study at the library.
Yeah, I pretty much accept with her. Library just opens throughout like most of my working hours, I guess. There are times where I just pop into 8 a.m. at the morning and just pop out at 8 p.m. And also we have a separate study space for postgraduate. It's postgraduate study space. That's lovely. And also we have the desktop facilities. Sometimes you don't take your lap, and that's helpful. And they will be reach out people throughout the library for anything. They will be helping us, and also for the group projects, mostly we'll be booking the rooms for in the libraries. We'll be practicing the group project sessions. So I think it has every facility that's useful for you. Like, say you can take the books, ebooks. You want to prepare for online assignment. You all need to prepare for group project. Every place is there, and it's a compact thing too. Yeah.
Yeah, the library has in many ways become a second home. It is open 24/7, and I think as it's already been mentioned, you'll find multiple spaces across campus, but the university library itself is amazing. It is a very tall structure. You'll find plenty of space. And I really do appreciate the postgraduate study spaces. That's not a concept or something that I've seen elsewhere. And not to say it's not fun to mingle with undergraduates or PhD students, but having a dedicated postgraduate study space where you could literally hear a pin drop is amazing. And the library is also very well dissected. So you'll find floor by floor systems of work. On some floors, it's utter silence. On some floors, it's loud talk. So these are also floors you can go for preparing for group projects. So then again, the library isn't extremely typical as is, but it does serve multiple needs. So it is quite amazing. I think it certainly acts as one major attraction for coming to Glasgow.
Yeah, and something I've not asked you is, what do you plan on doing once your master's program is finished? What happens next?
For me, as I'm working in the nursing college in my country, so I'm planning to return back at the same institution, and also in future I'm planning for my PhD as one of the requirement for the development of my career.
After my master's, like I'm just looking for my career pursuit. So as a short term, I just want to apply my skills that I've been learning, the practical skills, the research academic skills. I always wanted to be an academician or someone who is oriented towards a research rather than the clinician. So I'm just working on that part, and of course, my long-term goal would be a PhD. I don't want to do it right now, but I just want to explore most of my masters and my clinical. How can I relate all those two things? And maybe in future I'll be doing a PhD as well.
For me, I think it's been pretty straightforward in the sense that I've finished my undergraduate. I am halfway through my postgraduate, and I think the next logical step for me is to go for my PhD. I am planning to take a little bit of a hiatus in finding some experience, working in a lab, whatever I can find for a couple of years, and then directly applying for my PhD in cognitive neuroscience.
Oh, exciting. We might be welcoming some of you back then for a PhD study. We've actually had a few people asking about PhD study, and this is obviously for master's programmes, but we do have a session running this afternoon at 4 o'clock, and I've shared the link in the chat box that's on the Zoom link is on the event webpage that you can attend that. And I believe it'll also be recorded and available on YouTube after. So if you don't manage to make the session, do check out our YouTube page. We've got 10 minutes left. So I suppose for some students, or when they're starting, they're a bit nervous about making friends and maybe their first time away from home. So how have you found it making friends? Have you found that quite easy? Is there lots of opportunities to do that?
Uh, at University of Glasgow, I noticed there is people who is from different countries. So you can find the suitable match that you like. If you would like to, have a friends who is similar to your culture and where you can join and meet, or if you are, looking forward to learn about different culture, to meet people from different countries, you can do also that one. The people the whom I met really is easy accessible. I have friend from China, I have friend from India, I have other friends who are also from Saudi Arabia, who is just near to my country. I have other Scottish colleagues whom were easy to approach. We have an easy chat in WhatsApp. So whenever anyone who is having a problem or would like to have any, talk or suggestions, we just immediately contact each other through the WhatsApp. So it was easy. Also, we have a common room at our model platform where we can chat with different friends, look for different queries, because sometimes the peer support is really highly valuable. So finding a friend is not a challenge. It depends on whatever you are liking and interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, finding friends is very easy, you know what? Because first thing, it's all about you. If you really want to make friends, it's not a very big deal because everyone are open-minded and everyone are here to make friends. Like, you know what, to collaborate with other culture people, to learn about more things. And of course, you'll be given a group project where you know what, you will explore a lot between your own peer circle. And at the end of the day, they will be so close to you because I have my friend who I just met as a group project colleague, and right now she's my hangout buddy for anywhere and everywhere I go. And other than that, there are many events organized by University of Glasgow, say the job fair or any event for that matter. The art building conducts many wonderful events. Going popping into then you can just have friends of like-minded things, and I think that way it is. And also there are many societies you can anyway club on. Like if you want to meet people of the like-minded, say the craft thing, or you want to do a volunteering, there is a gust thing. And also there is eco that welcomes you with if you are interested in sustainability examples I'm saying. So it's not at all tough. You just need to broke out your own shell and you just need to come up and make friends. That's it. It's not tough at all. It's not like something like, oh what, no, nobody is going to think anything. It's about you. You want to make friends, you'll definitely get a friend at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree. There's plenty of opportunity here. Glasgow itself is a very welcoming city. The university is extremely welcoming and supportive in that aspect, especially if you're an international student, because I think there's dedicated system for having mixer events and then again just social events for you to come and fraternize, meet other people, interact with other people. And yeah, I think I agree. You'll have plenty of events where you can go meet like-minded peers. You can meet people from other programs. And yeah, I do understand the anxiety that comes with making new friends in a different country. But I do feel like that's not a particular challenge that you probably face here. I think it's going to be fairly easy.
Yeah, and I think it's worth remembering everyone's in the same boat. These are all starting out fresh. Some people might have come straight from undergraduate and have their little friend group, but everybody's in the same position. So if you want to make friends, like you say, there's lots of opportunities within your program as well as outside in our clubs and societies. So yeah, lots of opportunity. We've had a question there, and someone's saying, "Do you have feelings of imposter syndrome uh, studying in a different country?" They're looking to sort of come from abroad, um, but they're coming from a completely different curriculum. So, has anybody got anything they'd like to add to that?
Coming to a different country, it's, I mean, something you need to be prepared psychologically to it, because you will not find something which is like your country. We meant to get to different country to get exposed to different people, to different culture, to different system, to different kind of education, to an honored qualification. So all of that worth for yourself to get adjusted to a different country. For me, I studied before abroad at the United States of America. I came here to UK. Adjusting, it takes time, but you will be adjusted later. You need to have a plan for yourself. You need to, I mean, go around, look to different places, look to different people, a plan for your accommodation before you are coming, get prepared for meeting new people, different people. But living in Scotland is something which is really very nice. I like it. I enjoy it. It's safe place. The people are really friendly. I have my kids with me who like also Glasgow, who enjoyed going to school, meeting new friends, and where they find everything is easy. The people are welcoming. I mean, they are helpful in different places, not only in the university, even in the supermarket, at the road, wherever you are in need of help, you will find people who is there. But I can't say everything is easy at the beginning. You need to adjust by yourself, leaving family, leaving the place that you are grown up. It's something which is not easy. You need to see that it is a period where you need to enjoy, where you need to learn, where you need to find, I mean, new people, new friends to learn about different things, to enjoy the period that you are there, because at the end, you will return back to your home. So use the time that you are in here in Scotland, enjoy, and have new friends.
It's pretty much elaborate. I feel the second part of the question, like you're just asking what if completely different curriculums. I think I will be a very good example because I didn't study something which I'm doing right now, the public health. My undergrad was entirely different. All the modules, all the curriculum which I've been studying all these 1 year was entirely different from what I did. Dentistry is nowhere matched to public health, but you know what? Every people are like that only. Like I have my friends who are from engineering background, who are from nursing or medicine or dentistry, etc. The list goes on. So don't worry. Everybody are in one platform where we just want to study and we just have one common goal, and nobody is going to treat you differently. It's about yourself, and most of the time it's our own personal anxiety that makes us like, oh god, worried or something else. It's not the people they treat us, and you will definitely make friends. Like, and especially I think the professors, you know what, some professors I have, like I just talk to them more of like friends rather than professor. You know what? I just simply ran to them like I just complete this. I didn't complete, and they'll be like, okay, it's okay. And also we had iftar party in our own school. I never had like friends will be coming out there. It's always there will be a supporting system for yourself, and everybody will be we are in the same position. It doesn't matter what country you're into, what course you're going to, or what it's about the year you're going to be, and just enjoy that thing. Enjoy the process. That's what I'll be saying. Thank you.
Yeah, it usually works out pretty well. Nothing that you need to specifically worry about. And yeah, I don't have anything specific else to add there.
Yeah, I think that was really lovely answers. And actually, one thing that we always recommend is before your studies, try and get here as early as you can, just to settle in, get familiar with where you're living and your sort of route to university, so that you're not just landing and then into a lecture hall. So yeah, do try and get here in a timely sort of fashion, as early as you can, really. We are just approaching 12 o'clock, and we actually have another session running, so I'm keen that we finish on time. So I think that's a really nice place to wrap up. Hopefully any concerns that anyone's had, hearing from our current students has really helped to kind of ease any of that sort of nervousness that you've got. Any questions that we've not managed to answer, there are other sessions running today, like I said, and I've posted the link in there to the event today. And at 12 o'clock, we've got a session with our MVLS graduate school. So do come along to that if that's something you'd like to hear more about. We'll be talking more about the different services and support that's an offer to our students. So thanks very much to our panel for taking time out of your day. I know you've got a lot on, a lot of studying to do, and it's been so lovely to hear from you all. And hopefully everybody watching, we welcome you to Glasgow in September. So thanks very much. Bye bye.